Have you ever truly paused to ask yourself, what am I really doing with my life? Not just as a passing thought, but with deep, burning seriousness. Like someone standing at the edge of a cliff, questioning whether to jump into the unknown or return to the safety of what is familiar. Most people never ask this. They are too busy following a path that was never really theirs. From childhood, you are told what to do. Get good marks, choose a safe career, settle into a stable life. And by the time you realize that this so-called stability has become a cage, you have already spent your best years running after things that do not matter. What is success if it brings anxiety? What is wealth if it steals your joy? What is reputation if it requires you to wear a mask every day? Krishnamurti once said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." This is not just a clever sentence, it is a mirror. Society rewards you for becoming a part of its machinery, productive, obedient, efficient, but it never asks whether you are happy, whether you are alive in the true sense. And when you live a secondhand life, when your dreams are not yours, your desires not yours, your beliefs borrowed, your decisions shaped by fear or imitation, what are you really doing with your time? Time is not just a number on a clock. Time is your breath. Time is your attention. Time is your consciousness. And when you waste time, you are not wasting minutes. You are wasting your presence, your potential, your life force. Osho said, "Time is not money. Time is life. Misuse it, and you are misusing your own soul." Think about the hours you spend mindlessly scrolling through screens, watching things that do not touch your soul, talking about others, worrying about things you cannot control. It is not entertainment, it is escape. Most people are not living. They are escaping. Escaping from themselves, from silence, from questions that hurt, from truths that demand change. But no matter how fast you run, you cannot escape yourself. One day you will have to sit silently and meet yourself. Will you like the person you find? Or will you see someone full of regret? Someone who wasted precious time trying to fit in, to please, to survive. There is a man who wakes up every morning with an alarm, rushes through his breakfast, drives through traffic, spends 8 hours in a job that numbs his spirit, returns home exhausted, eats dinner, watches TV, sleeps, and repeats. Society calls him responsible. But is he alive? His body moves, but where is his soul? Where is his joy, his creativity, his wonder? He waits for weekends, for vacations, for retirement, always waiting, never living. This is not just his story. It is the story of millions. We are caught in a loop. Activity without awareness, movement without meaning. And this is the real wastage of time, to be so busy that you forget why you are even alive. Krishnamurti said, "The moment you try to become something, you are no longer free to see what is." We are always becoming, wanting to be richer, more attractive, more spiritual, more powerful, but we never stop to just be. And when you cannot be with yourself, in silence, without distractions, without goals, then you have already lost time, even if you live 100 years. To live without wasting time is not about being constantly productive. It is about being fully present. You could spend hours doing nothing, but if you are fully aware, alert, open, that time is not wasted. But you could also spend your entire life doing things, achieving goals, pleasing others, and still waste your life because there was no awareness. Osho said, "Meditation is not something you do in a corner. It is the fragrance of total awareness in everything. Whether you are cooking, walking, talking, resting, are you aware? Are you there in that moment? Or is your mind somewhere else, thinking of yesterday's pain or tomorrow's plan? This is how time slips through our fingers when we are not where we are. Look at the student who studies for 10 hours but learns nothing because his mind is full of fear and comparison. And then look at the one who studies for 1 hour with full focus and joy. Who wasted time? The one who appeared busy, or the one who was fully alive? We also waste time in relationships that do not help us grow. We stay in friendships, marriages, or families not out of love, but out of habit, guilt, or fear. We repeat the same fights, the same dramas, the same emotional games, year after year, without transformation. Love becomes control. Togetherness becomes a trap. And yet we stay because we are afraid to be alone. But Osho said, love is not possession. Love is not dependency. Love is freedom. If a relationship is not freeing you, it is imprisoning you. And the time you spend in such emotional prisons is time lost forever. It is not that being alone is easy. It brings its own pain. But at least in aloneness, you meet your truth. At least then you begin to ask, who am I when no one is watching? That question alone can change your life. Fear is another thief of time. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being different. It whispers in your ear, don't take risks. Don't speak your truth. Don't follow your passion. What if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you are not enough? And so you live a safe life, a small life. You silence your voice, hide your gifts, shrink your dreams, all in the name of being realistic. But what is realistic about dying with your song still inside you? Krishnamurti said, fear prevents us from seeing clearly, and without clarity, we act in confusion. Every time you let fear make a decision for you, you lose a little of your light. You may not notice it today, but years later you'll look back and wonder where all that time went. The answer is simple. It went into fear. Some people postpone their joy for the future. I'll travel when I have money. I'll meditate when I retire. I'll express myself when I'm more confident. But the truth is, the future is an illusion. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. What you do now is what shapes your life. Osho warned, postponement is the most dangerous disease. The only time is now. If there is something your heart longs to do, start today. Not in a rush, but with sincerity. The poem you want to write, the book you want to read, the friend you want to forgive, the walk you want to take, the silence you want to sit with. These are not luxuries. They are life. And if you keep putting them off, life will pass you by while you wait. We also waste time by copying others. Everyone is running, so we run too. Everyone is chasing success, so we do the same. But what if their success is not your calling? What if your joy lies in a different direction? Krishnamurti said, to follow someone is to deny yourself. The moment you blindly follow a guru, a celebrity, a parent, or a trend, you lose your originality. Your life becomes a photocopy, and no photocopy is ever alive. Don't imitate, don't conform, don't settle for borrowed truths. Your path is your own. It may be lonely, uncertain, difficult, but it will be real, and that is the only thing that matters. So how do you stop wasting time? The answer is not in schedules or productivity hacks. It is in presence. Begin by observing your day. Watch how you move, how you speak, how you think. Are you doing things out of love or out of fear? Are you speaking your truth or just being polite? Are you awake or just functioning? Awareness is the first step. With awareness comes choice, and with choice comes freedom. Even the most ordinary moment can become sacred when lived in full attention. Washing dishes, drinking tea, tying your shoelace. These are not distractions from life. These are life when seen with open eyes. And remember, life is fragile. You don't know how long you have. The people you love will not be here forever. Your youth, your energy, your health, they are gifts that fade. So live now, speak now, love now, create now. Don't wait for a perfect moment. Make this moment perfect with your presence. Osho often said, "Live each moment as if death could come any time, and you will not waste your life." This is not to scare you. It is to awaken you. When you live with death as your friend, you begin to live with passion. Every word becomes precious. Every touch becomes sacred. Every second becomes a doorway to eternity. So take a deep breath and ask yourself again, am I really living or just surviving? Don't answer too quickly. Sit with the question. Let it disturb you. Let it move you. Let it lead you to your own truth. Because in that truth, time is no longer wasted. It becomes a river that flows through your soul, refreshing you with meaning, love, and silence.